Hello everybody, welcome back to the I Wanna Run a Marathon Speedrun Guide. In this video I'll be covering World 4, so if you've not yet seen the previous videos, I suggest you check out the playlist link in the description. Let's get started. Alright, this is where the run starts getting a little bit tricky. You're gonna start off, run in, save, and for this you're gonna just hit it. Just walk into it and then jump over. You don't actually want to land on this block right here. You could also do this and then land there because you use your double jump. Or you could also do that. It's a little awkward though. I prefer doing it this way. Go over here. Now these fans, when you go into them, they're gonna... Your momentum going into them does matter. So if you're falling a lot, like that, it's going to take a long time for the fan to actually carry you back up. If you're not falling very much, it's going to carry you up immediately. So what you want to be doing for a lot of these fans is actually going to them without a lot, with as little downward momentum as you possibly can. So what I'm going to be doing here is kind of do a big jump instead of a short hop. So rather than doing something like that, you always want to be trying to do something like that. Do bear that in mind for all these fans. For this, make sure that you do land on this block. What I like to do is just do a full jump. Make sure I bonk on the block and then land on the block. Like so. So I actually get my double jump back. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to make it up here. For this screen, there is a fast strat that I don't recommend doing. You can do a short hop and then kind of land on this little ledge over there. It's very tricky to do. It's not... I don't know. You could do that if you want to. Don't recommend it, honestly. Instead, you just want to go over here and then jump back. And remember, full jumps so you can get over there more quickly. Don't like short hop and like fall all the way down and then possibly die. Try to have as little downward momentum going into fans as you possibly can. Go over here, dodge the trigger. Here's a little fast strat. So before I enter the fan, I'm going to be doing a full jump. And then I'm going to be staying inside the fan for a short amount of time and then go to the right, and then about here I'm going to full jump to the left and then immediately go to the right again. Looks like this. Oh, kind of messed it up. But the idea is to use your jumps to gain a nice boost, so you can get up much quicker, like that. Rather than doing something like this, which takes quite a while, you jump into it and get the fast boost immediately. Alright, just coming into this. Again, with the whole momentum thing, don't go into the fan right away, because it's gonna like slow you down and then it's gonna be all slow. What you want to be doing is going into the fan as late as you possibly can. So I'm going to be doing that. So I'm going to be falling down, falling down, falling down, and then about here I'm going to hit right. That's because the landing is instantly going to stop my downward momentum. And then the upwards starts immediately. So you can get over here much quicker. This little gate thing here is pretty tricky. So be wary of that. Now, let's jump. The way I do it is just do that, like do a full jump and then do a short hop. There's a safe strat if you find yourself messing that up a lot. You can do a full jump and then when you get to about here, you do another full jump and then just hold left. Like this. Which lets you get past that spike and you will never die if you do that. So if you find yourself dying to this jump a lot, you can do that safe strat instead. go here, hit the save, hit R to fix the cycles, dodge spikes, and then immediately go to the left like that. This is all... The save is one big cycle. That's not that big, but... Hit R and then immediately go, and then jump through there. Very simple. Here comes one of the hardest screens in the game when it comes to speedrunning. If you're on your casual playthrough, you might have noticed that this screen is actually pretty annoying. You have to like sit around and wait a whole lot. You get to about here, and they have to wait a whole bunch. Well, it is possible to do this screen in a fast way. And there's sort of like two fast ways. When you get to this last guy, this guy is going to be about here when you get down here. And you have two options here. You can either do that, or you can do that. I prefer landing to the left of him, because it's just way more consistent. It's a little bit slower, but it's significantly more consistent. So if I try to do this fast cycle, this cycle is pretty hard to get. You have to go very, very quickly. This is where the difficulty of the run really picks up. You want to try to jump off of this guy as soon as you can without hitting this block. Like that. And then do that. Don't forget about these fake blocks there. Alright, once again we're going to be abusing the jumping to get a nice boost. You're going to jump into this fan. Normally you would do like something like this, and it's like all slow. But what you can do is just jump into it and jump immediately, and then weave around the spikes. Looks really cool, it's fast, it's awesome. After you've done that, you want to align with this block right here. This is for a little trick you can do. Do not align with this block, it's going to ruin the trick. So, the align, normally if you get into this position, you kind of screwed. If you don't have a double jump, that is. So I just use my double jump. Kind of screwed, the only option I really have is to go left. But with the align, you can actually just hold right. And then land on the fan and get your double jump back. For this part right here. So that align is very useful for that. That time I accidentally grabbed the other align. When I tried this, it's gonna not work. You need that align. Otherwise it will not work. And what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna abusing that fact and do a... I'm gonna go into this fan, delay a little bit, go into the next fan, and then immediately jump up, bonk, and then fall down and hit the fan, go back up, and then double jump, because I hit the fan, which gives my double jump back. Like so. Looks really cool. Not hard at all. Impresses everyone. And then get past this guy. I've died to that jump more times than I would like to admit, honestly. Again, for the fans, make sure that you have as little downward momentum as you can. If you do something like this, it's gonna be really slow. You wanna jump like that, so you can immediately go to the left. You wanna hit this block, because remember, these are fake. Hit this block and then immediately go to the right. Well, you want to delay a little bit, actually, and not immediately go to the right, because otherwise you're gonna hit this spike and die. So do that. You can also hit this block, but don't do that. Do this. Like so. Dodge the trigger. And run to the last screen. This screen has a really nice setup. Normally you're supposed to do something like... You're supposed to trigger the laser, go back down, and then go back up again. But what you can do is you can hug this wall over here. This wall right here. If you hug this wall, and then do a full jump and press right at the same time, you'll get a really nice boost. So you can consistently do this. This boost is really, really nice. Like so. Then you can just walk off, full jump, and drop down. Alright, coming in on a pretty tricky boss. This boss likes to end my runs, as it likes to do with everyone's runs. So this boss has 2 attacks, so there's 2 faces. Now the trick to this boss is always, always, always go behind him. After you, like in every single one of his attacks is a jump. And you always want to go behind him after his jump. So you can see that this attack where he does his spikes and all that. I'm gonna show you what happens if you don't go behind him. It's gonna be like all awkward, and then it's just, no, it's all terrible. So always go behind him. You saw him like kind of glitch out in the wall there. That only happens if you don't go behind him. I've never had that happen when you don't go behind him. You go in front of him. So always try to go behind him as soon as you can. These rockets, the explosions don't actually kill you. It's only the rockets themselves. So just try to get through the rockets as soon as you can. If you delay, then the rockets are gonna like overlap and stuff, and it's gonna be tricky to dodge. So just try to get past the rockets as soon as you can. And obviously this entire time was shooting. Now, all these attacks are jumps, so sometimes you want to be jumping up as he is attacking to get some extra damage. Like so. Alright, so he's gonna be entering phase 2 now. Now for this phase, I recommend sticking to a wall and just hugging that wall, because the red orbs from if it goes to the same wall, you can't die. I've never had the red orbs kill you. There might be some extremely rare case where one orb just barely clips, but I've never had that happen. So I doubt that can actually happen. So stick to one wall. That does, however, mean that the orbs that come from the other wall are going to be faster, and they're going to be quite tricky to dodge. You can see right here, I can just hug this wall, and the ones coming from this side will never kill me. But it does mean that the left ones will be a bit harder to dodge, so just beware of that. You have plenty of time to actually like step away from the wall and then get back, because he like delays between his attacks. And for each attack that he does, you want to get 3 damage in for each attack. That time I should not have jumped up there. That's what I mean when this boss is tricky. So sometimes the RNG is a bit hard to read, and then you mess up a little bit and die. This guy loves to end runs. This world is when the run starts to get pretty tricky, both in terms of the platforming and the boss. And the left wall is also fine. The boss has a long death animation. So even though I'm all the way to the left wall, I still have enough time to make it over to the right wall before the door opens. So either side is fine. You don't need to be on the right for when the door opens, because you have plenty of time. Alright, so I'm gonna start doing damage now. So I'm gonna try to get 3 damage in per attack. If you're really ballsy, you can go for 4 damage. Don't do that. Just go for 3 damage. And by the way, his death thing does not kill you. I'm gonna do that boss one more time, so you can see everything. But yeah, try to get past the rockets as soon as you can. Always go behind them on the attacks. Every time. Don't ever go in front of them. Doesn't matter how the RNG looks, always go behind them. That time I should have went for one more damage there. Small mistake. And remember, when he goes on the opposite wall from your wall, the bullets are going to be very, very fast. And sometimes it's quite hard to dodge. If you don't like this strat and you find yourself dying to those fast ones all the time, you can also do the middle strat where you dodge from both sides. Where it's like a little bit tricky to dodge from both sides instead of just having one side that is free and one side that is pretty hard. It's up to you with your personal preference. Alright, and that's World 4. You're gonna go here, bonk on this block right here, so you land on this one quickly, or not nice and quickly. Jump up here, do an F jump. Jump over that. Do 2 jumps there so you can get some momentum. Get into this gap, go down. Bonk. Don't land on this block over here. Just jump over it like that. And then go over here. And now you're up to the best part of the game. Get hyped for that.